Hi, 1 and 2 year old leaders. We are preparing for our last Sunday in this series, Be Strong and Courageous, on June 2nd. And our lesson today is taking the land. Now, remember, we were told way back at Abraham that God was going to give the Israelites the promised land. And they have wandered in the desert. They have been slaves. They have been through it for 440 years. They have wandered around, and now God has allowed them to move into the promised land. And before they moved in, God said, I will drive out all of the people, but you have to follow my commands. What we've been learning in this series is we've been learning about what sin is, and that sin is anything we think, speak, or behave that goes against God and his commands. So when we are obedient to God, when we are obedient to his commands and doing what he says, he takes care of us. And he was going to take care of us anyway, but he had a plan anyway, but just like the Israelites, we may have to go through some stuff before we get there, because he needs for us to follow him with our whole lives, not to lean on our own understanding, as our memory verses helped us process. So there's a lot going on in this next lesson as the Israelites take the land, but there's a few things I want to point out. During the battles the Israelites faced in Canaan, Joshua was not in charge. The Lord was in charge. God determined who Israel battled and how Israel would win. That is true for our lives as well. God is in control. He is going to determine who we battle or what we battle and how we're going to win, or how he's going to win ultimately. He gave Israel the victory. God was with Israel as they conquered the rest of the land. Then he gave his people years of peace and rest. God was keeping his promise to give his people the land. God answered the prayers of his people. He fought for Joshua and the Israelites, saving them and giving them victory over their enemies. God was glorified when his people loved and obeyed him. A lesson for all of us. If it takes us going through the whole Old Testament to figure that out, I think I would do it all over again. All right, in your small group today, you are going to do an activity to help the kids remember their memory verse. Each kid is going to get a little craft, and there's 3 different crafts in each one of these. There wasn't the opportunity to get one so that everybody has the exact same thing, so I know that might be challenging with some of your kiddos, but just encourage them to know that they have their very special craft that they can put together today. It's just stickers, so all they have to do is peel off the labels on the back and decorate with their stickers however they want. And what it is supposed to help us do is remember our memory verse. And our memory verse was, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Joshua and the Israelites teach us that. When Joshua and the Israelites obeyed God, he made a way for them. When they disobeyed God, they got to wander around a lot longer. They got to eat manna. They got to experience the desert for a little longer. They had snakes bite at their ankles. So you may want to use this opportunity to help the kids remember all that we've learned in this series. Thank you so much for leading. I look forward to our next series together as we prepare for summer. Our whole next series will get us all the way through summer and help us see as God continues to build his kingdom in the promised land.